MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear sweet Islamic brothers, Buzurgs, and viewers of social media, and those listening via radio, let's recite Durood and Salam upon the beloved and blessed Prophet Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. As-salatu was-salamu alayki ya Rasulallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu was-salamu alayki ya Nabi Allah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nur Allah. Today is the day of Friday, the day of Eid. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, the blessings of Durood and Salam, the person who conveys 313 times Durood Pak upon the beloved and blessed Prophet Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam will be with those who recite Durood and Salam abundantly. Sallu ala al-Habib Sallallahu Ta'ala ala Muhammad Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. There are three diseases. The actual disease of the Muslims is non-compliance to the commandments of Allah Azza wa Jal and the Sunnat Mustafa Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Now this disease has brought many other diseases amongst the large number of Muslims there. There are three big diseases. The first one is the fabrication of new beliefs and the blind inclination of Muslims towards such beliefs. The second one is the mutual conflicts, enmity and prosecution among Muslims. Thirdly, an Islamic and useless custom invented by the ignorant people. These three diseases have destroyed the Muslims, deprived them of their homes, made them debtors, and in short, plunged them into the deep pit of misery. Remedy of the above diseases. The cure for the first disease is to refrain from the company of those having corrupt beliefs. So whether if someone invites you to a gathering, there is a different sectarian who they don't have respect towards Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do not attend such gatherings. And mashallah, you see the love of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is inculcated in the mahal of Dawat-e-Islami. As you see, when the bayanat starts, we always send Durood and Salam and mention the virtues of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is the way to get closer to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there are such gatherings who don't mention the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as much, where they should be doing, and they should be making him close to the belief of Islam and closer to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So refrain from those people who have corrupt beliefs. Adopt the company of the Sunni scholars, by virtues of which your devotion towards the beloved and blessed Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam may increase, and the spirit for compliance of Sharia Islamic law may be developed. The cure for the second disease, usually there are two causes of all discords. First is the wrath and the arrogance, and the second is heedless from the Islamic law. Like we become pick and choose nowadays. We pick and choose what is right for us, we follow, and if we don't want to follow that thing, we just don't follow it. But in Islam, you have to follow every aspect to be a believer as well. So neglecting one part and following another part, you're not being a true Muslim. So every person desires to remain superior to all, the expects from all the respect his rights, but he himself does not care of the rights of others. If this pride and arrogance is eliminated from our nature, the humbleness and humility will develop. If every one of us takes care of the rights of others, then there will never be any likelihood of discords, inshaAllah Azza wa Jal. The third disease in the Muslim society is the cancer of heinous customs and rituals that are practiced at different occasions from birth of the child until the day of his death. How wicked the Muslims from inside. Due to such practices at weddings, ceremonies, thousands of Muslim properties and houses, shops, etc. fell prey to interest-based loans, and the many people belonging to noble families are living in the rental houses. These sufferings and agonies of my nation have struck my heart with grief, and I have a deep eagerness to serve my nation. These few drops of ink used in this writing are in fact the drops of my tears. May Allah Azza wa Jalla reform this nation by virtues of these words. I have felt that many people are tired of these worthless rituals of weddings and other customs, but being afraid of taunts and criticism of the family members and disgracefulness in the family. They try to fulfill these absurd rituals in any way, even by taking loans. So for example, take examples in Pakistan that there's many things that go on that people can't afford. That when they get their daughters married, they give some stuff as a gift, but they can't even afford these things as well. And they've made it obligatory upon them that they take a loan of others and they destroy their life. They can't even pay it back when it comes to it. And nowadays, weddings, when we come across these such type weddings, they're not according to the sunnah of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In them days, at the time of the Prophet, we did not have these fancy cars. Spending thousands and thousands of pounds of what? On limousines, in, Porsche Carreras, and these Bentley vehicles, wasting so much money on the weddings. There's no blessings in it. And we've gone so far away from the sunnah of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and even in the middle of the night, at 12 a.m., we are lighting fireworks that are awaking youngsters, scaring animals, and non-Muslims feel that this has become part of Islam. That these fireworks in the middle of the night, remember, fireworks has nothing to do with Islam, and it is forbidden to use fireworks in such type of events. Even sometimes they use them in milads as well. Fireworks should not be let off. They are dangerous, and sometimes we've come across certain individuals who have been hit by fireworks and they've caused an eye loss or burn marks on their faces. So in a way, we are dealing with fire at the same time. So moving on, there must be any courageous person who, bearing the taunts and criticism of everyone, could reject all prohibited and haram, forbidden rituals and revive the Sunnat Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As the person who revives a sunnah will get the swab, reward of 100 martyrs, because the martyr leaves the world being struck with only one or two blows of the sword, but a pious bondsman of Allah Azza wa Jal keeps receiving injuries from people's tongues throughout his life. Remember, the prevalent customs and practices of these two types, one which is forbidden by Sharia and the other one is devastating. And many a time of exercising them, a Muslim might be indulged in interest-based loans, though dealing in interest is a major sin. In this way, these practices lead to many other difficulties. Hence, it is better to refrain from these evils. Now, if you go aside, we may have these credit cards, we may have these shopping cards, the banks giving us loans. But just think twice when you go purchase that thing. Sometimes it might be a Samsung phone that you want. And for 6 months, it's interest free. You are getting yourself stuck in, if you're a person who doesn't earn a lot, you're going to get stuck yourself in loans. And a lot of people get student loans as well. And at this moment in time, 10 years have passed, they're unable to pay their loans back. They are struggling. Rather, you should borrow money from a family member, a close mother or father that will support you, or sister or brother, than going to a bank. Otherwise, you're going to be paying double the money, which is around about 20 grand. Maybe goes to 30 grand. And incurring fees. What's happening is when you miss a payment, they charge you 30 odd pound. For no reason at all. That free money could have gone to charity. That free money could have supported you in other ways. So this is why it's important trying to ponder and think before you spend your money. And be careful of these credit cards. Yeah? So just before I finish off, one which is forbidden by Sharia and the other one is devastating. And many times for exercising them, a Muslim might be indulged in interest-based loans through dealing in interest is a major sin. In this way, these practices lead to many other difficulties. Hence, it is better to refrain from these evils. To become aware of this disadvantage brought about by such bad customs and to find a remedy against these, we need to seek the knowledge. And there is a book called Islami Zindagi from Maktabatul Madina, or you can download this from the website www.dawatislami.net. Read through it, inshallah, educate yourself and refrain from these kind of bad habits that we have sometimes, borrowing. And borrowing, it will not resolve your problem. It'll just make your situation worse. And if you can't pay back your loan, you're going to get stuck deep and deep. You're going to get into stress, even into depression, and then you can lose your senses. Because when they come onto your door, or when you borrow some money of other people that you can't pay back, then there's going to be trouble. And we all know that. So may Allah Azza wa Jal give us ability to refrain from riba, interest, and inshallah give us ability to abide by the Sharia and to come into Islam fully. And Islam is advising you and is protecting you. Right? And the advice that we get from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best ever advice you'll ever get. But apparently we go against it. And we just go follow our desires, our nafs. And then when we do that, then we regret it. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.